gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
You think that, Patty?
I agree.
All right, listen, I want to start with this. Oh, what a night. Watching Tottenham on a Tuesday night. You play first
get out!
because you're
Get
fucking
out!
shy. What a feeling, what a night. You can't then tell me that two players go out and you strengthened as well, and then all of a sudden your whole season crumbles. It's crazy. And to me, if Arsenal don't make top 4 this season, that is one of the biggest bottle jobs in recent Premier League history. But imagine me then turning around and saying, oh, you guys are celebrating today, but 3 weeks ago you were unhappy. That's football. But it doesn't make you a flip-flop fan.
Yeah,
You're actually enjoying I'm not happy, man. I was underwhelmed. I was quite shocked when he was when we were linked to him. I mean, we had some big hitters in there originally, Conte, Poch, you know. So then to be then linked with Nuno and for him to get the nod over all the other guys.
Grin, almost as big as he is because he's like 6'5". Very good friend, very good person. Previously of our channel friends Views TV is the one and only Patrick Tyrant.
Yes, what's happening, people? It's your boy Patrick Tyrant, aka Young Swaggy Daniels. When you see the T, see the P. When you see the P, now represents T. Let's go. I think we're live. Yeah, man. I think we are live. How we doing? How are we? It's Friday the 30th of August. It's actually transfer deadline day. So this isn't a transfer deadline day pod. I'm going to be on a few podcasts later. Last Word on Spurs being the biggest one. And we'll be talking about our window, how we're doing, how we've done, our thoughts, our feelings, all of that. Obviously, it'll have a better indication once the transfer window is shut. But as it stands, it's 12 noon on Friday. It looks like our business is done. I will reserve my thoughts and reservations about that because trust me, you know I'm a chatty guy, hence the name Chatty Patty. I've got a lot to say about that, but now's not the time or the place. So we will leave that part later. But yeah, how are we? How are you? My name's Patrick Tyrant, aka Chatty Patty, aka the People's Prince, the People's Champ, aka your favorite Tottenham podcaster, aka I'm just making this up as I go along. But yeah, I hope you're good, man. Busy week for me. In the ideal world, I need to get these pods out on Tuesday. Wednesday latest is Friday. So I've missed a bit of traction on the week. You know how it goes. Life is life and busy and all of that good stuff. But I appreciate everyone that keeps asking me for the pods. I will get into the momentum and swing of things. And yeah, I hope you are enjoying the new visuals. So I've there you go. It's always hard to do this because you have to mirror and point the other way. But as you can see, I've added a few bits it's hard, bits and bobs, new visuals to the background. So you've got the new crest and badge from the third kit, which launched this week. I actually really like the kit, man, and I like the touch of the badge and the emblem. You've got like the old school crest with the 7 trees that represent 7 sisters. You've got for people that have just joined, because I'm seeing the numbers going up, so welcome. So yeah, you've got the old school badge with the 7 trees that represent 7 sisters. You can see, if you look closely in the can see the castle, like the zigzags, that represents the car, which is Bruce Castle, obviously a massive landmark and big park in Tottenham, and I like the old school feel to it. So yeah, I'll definitely be getting that kit. As you can see, I've already got the away kit. This is strong because I didn't like this when it first came out. I thought it looked like a bit like old deck chairs or the old beach chairs or like your granny's old curtains and stuff. But as I've seen it on, as you can see, you've got Richie. Now there you go. You got Richie and Porro. You got Porro and Richie there. I'm feeling it. The more I see it, the more I like it. The only thing I would say is that you see the Nike tick, they should have put that in the middle along with the crest. That would have made sense because you've got the crest in the middle and then the badge on the left hand side or the right hand side, depending on how you're looking at it. My right, your left, and it looks a bit off center. They should have put everything boom down the middle. But anyway, we are here. It's been a good week. It was our first home game of the season. Actually, let's remind everyone that's new here, thank you for tuning in. My name's Patrick Tyrant, aka Chatty Patty. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you know exactly when I'm going live, and obviously you can join in. Get involved, because the show is nothing without you guys, my beautiful people, my beautiful, fans and public and all of that stuff. And click the like button as well, even if you're just stopping by. That helps me. It's a new channel, trying to get it to pop. So all of these things, even though they're little things for you guys, they mean the world to me. So yeah, man, by all means, click the like button, hit subscribe, hit that bell, and I hope to see you, again, basically. So yeah, let's get into it. So as everyone probably knows, it was our first home game of the season on Saturday, and we played Everton, kicked off at 3:00. And the funny thing is, obviously, we had the last game of the weekend, Monday Night Football, 8:00 away at Leicester, and the King Power Stadium. And obviously, we dropped points. We drew 1-1 through giggles and sniggles and sneers. Completely controlled the game, completely dominated them. Lost a bit of control in the second half after they scored. But so frustrating not to see that dominance through and obviously walk away with all 3 points. We had a chance to right our wrongs on the weekend, on Saturday, and I really wanted to see that. Dominic Solanke was out, so that was a bit of a concern, considering, he didn't miss a game last season for Bournemouth, played 1 game for us and now is out. Ankle injury, a few rumours and, murmurs that he's going to be out for about 4 to 6 weeks, which isn't great. Obviously, he's missing this weekend by the looks of it, and there's talks that he may miss the North London derby after the international break. So fingers crossed that isn't the case. But, for me, I wanted to see the same kind of performance against Leicester, because we weren't bad against Leicester. We were really good up until they scored, as I said. But I just wanted to see us take our chances and actually put the team to the sword when we had the opportunity. And obviously against Everton, we did do that. We asserted our dominance into the game. We scored at the right times, and crucially, we kept a clean sheet. The thing is, Everton, and I've said this, and you guys will see it from my predictions, which I made at the back end of the last podcast. I think Everton are woeful. I don't really see much in that team, if I'm being honest, and I do actually tip them for relegation this year. They flirted and danced with the devil for too many seasons now. Haven't strengthened the team. They just don't look good. And I think they'd be one of the candidates to go down. They got battered 3-0 by Brighton in the first game of the season, battered 4-0 by us. So they're already 7. They've already got a goal difference of -7. And I don't really know where the goals are going to come from. And if they're struggling to keep clean sheets, which was part of their identity last year, they weren't good on the eye. They didn't score a lot of goals, but they kept a lot of clean sheets. If they're struggling to keep clean sheets with everything else that's going on, it's not going to look good for them. And I don't know if you saw, there was a video of the fans basically recording the Evertonians, the team at King's Cross or Euston or wherever it was, like getting onto the train to head back to Merseyside. And they're basically abusing them and fuck off, and I'm just like, it's already toxic. We're only 2 games in, do you know what I mean? And it's not looking rosy there. So yeah, but with all that being said, at the end of the day, you can only beat what's in front of you. We still had to do a job. They weren't going to come here and give us the 3 points. Their job was to be resilient, low blockers, mid blockers, and ideally hit us on the counter and make their chances count. And that's what teams will do against us. They allow us to have a lot of the ball. I say allow. We're going to have a lot of the ball. We're a good team. We're good on the ball. But it's just us making our chances count. And as you guys know from the last podcast, I actually feel like a proud father saying this. It brings a tear to my eye. Bissouma, my guy. The takeaway from last week was that this guy needs to get it together. He's so talented. I need to see him push on this season, put all the crap to the side, focus on the football, let your ability do the talking. And yeah, he started, which was fantastic. I really wanted to see him start. A lot of people said he didn't deserve to. Andrew also brought in Kulusevski. It's like Andrew's listening to me. Everything I said, like why wasn't Kulu starting? Bring this in. He did it. And Bissouma was scintillating, fantastic. And that goal he scored, chef's kiss. Beautiful. You couldn't have asked for anything more. And the fact that it was Kulusevski dribbling, nice little dribble, laid the ball off to Biss outside the box, sweeping shot, top bins. It was lovely. It was fantastic. And yeah, I went crazy in the stadium. Like it felt so good, man. It's a relief. Like to see Bissouma score a goal like that to the home fans, in front of the home fans, and with everything that's going on, it's vindication, it's justification. And ideally, I hope it just gives them the rocket, the kick out the backside to say, yes, you are that guy. Now be that guy for us. Do you know what I mean? So it was beautiful, man. I loved it. It was a really good moment for me as well, because I just think this is such a good player, and I'm going to back him. And as you know, I have backed him, but it's now time to do the talking. There's only so many mistakes we can allow as a team, as a fan base, before we obviously turn our back on you as a player and as a man. And I don't want that, because I think he's a fantastic player, and a good Bissouma it means that Tottenham are going to be good. The guy's just a beautiful quality player. So yeah, Biss is back. Redemption. Redemption. So yeah, let's go, Biss. Really happy about that. But as you can see from the bottom, the ticker, so Bissouma scored on the 14th minute, Sonny with a double, Romero with a goal. It was a fantastic team performance. And to top it all off, we kept a clean sheet as well. So can you ask for much more as a Spurs fan right now? 4 goals, the guys that we all love to see score, and we kept a clean sheet. Like, we didn't do a lot of that last year. So again, it's only Everton, but at the end of the day, you can only beat what's in front of you. So job done. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, I was really pleased with the performance. I thought Kulusevski was fantastic. I thought Bissouma looked good. Sonny was always Sonny. And even though people have been getting onto him, at the end of the day, Son does what Son does, and he puts the ball in the back of the net. I thought Romero was fantastic. Mickey van der Ven as well, unsung hero, brilliant at the back. Driving run and the assist for Son's second goal, but 4th of the game. I just thought all in all, it was a really good team performance. And then as you go through the team and the players, so we'll start with the lineup. So like I said, I was really excited when I saw that lineup. Andrew went very attacking, left it all out there. Didn't leave any question marks. The only question mark would be, how would we be without the ball? But that didn't really matter, because, obviously we had a lot of the ball. We had 70% of the ball. And, it was an attacking lineup. So as you can see, Vicario, Pedro Porro, Romero, Van der Ven, and Udogie at the back. That back 4, back 5 picks itself. The midfield was the interesting one. You went with Kulusevski, Bissouma, and Maddison. Maddison again had a really good game, another assist, 2 games, 2 assists. This is the James Maddison we need to see, ticking over, keeping the ball going, ticking over, keeping things going. And then obviously Johnson, calls for Brennan Johnson to be dropped. He didn't have the best of games, but obviously, we'll talk about that in a bit. Heung-min Son down the middle, and then Wilson Odobert, his debut, thrown straight in, and I thought he had a really good game, and we'll touch on that later. It's funny because obviously for lineup purposes, they put Son down the middle here, but we essentially played with a false 9. I saw Kulusevski in there for a bit, Son was in there for a bit, Brennan Johnson was in there for a bit, so we didn't really play with a striker. It was just a false 9 type of thing, and whoever was there would make that run and make that movement. So it was actually good to see a bit of football intelligence, as we don't have an out-and-out 9 because Solanke's out injured. We just rotated and mixed and matched. And as you can see for Everton, just to show them the respect, I'll read out their lineup. Pickford in goal, Mialenko, Keane, Tarkowski, and Roman Dixon on the right-hand side. He actually looked quite good, to be fair. The youngster, he's only 19. So it was Roman Dixon versus Odobert. And he looks all right. He looks like a good player there. Idrissa Gana Gueye and Igor Bonum in the midfield, or just behind the midfield. And you had Dwight McNeil on the wing. Good player, I like him. Probably their best player on the day. Decore as their DM/6/8, a bit of everything. Jack Harrison and Dominic Calvert-Lewin up top. And then for the bench, this is probably, one of the strongest lines. I mean, we didn't have Bentancur out for a concussion because he got, knocked out on Monday's game against Brighton. So concussion protocols, he couldn't play today or on Saturday's game. And then obviously, as you know, Dominic Solanke was out with the ankle injury. But other than that, pretty strong bench. Dragusin, Richarlison, Archie Gray, Burvell, Werner, Jed Spence. Fraser Foster made the bench, so he's come back from injury. Pat Matassar. And as you can see, the guys that actually made it onto the pitch, Richarlison came on, Pat Matassar, Archie Gray, Jed Spence, and Lucas Bergvall. So all in all, good run out for the guys. A lot of people got minutes, and obviously had an impact in the game, and it was great to see, man. And like I said as well, we're talking about Bissouma. You can see from the heat map, the guy was everywhere. Really good performance from him. Obviously a fantastic goal for Bissouma. Obviously, he's not a creative player. Obviously, he can be pretty much the pass before the pass. He can be the link between defense and attack, and obviously midfield, driving the ball, breaking up play, getting on the ball, making things work, making things tick, making sure we keep the ball, making sure we advance the ball forward. And I saw all of that from Biss. And obviously, when you add a goal as well and a finish like that, then yeah, there's not much more you can say other than well done, Biss. You had a really good game. As I said on last week's pod, I was really surprised Kulusevski didn't start against Leicester away last Monday, considering he was pretty much our best player in pre-season. But the good thing is he came in and started him, which is good. And he had a really good game. So yeah, as you can see, Kulu in from the cold, Odobert dazzles on debut, and Kulusevski, for me, brilliant. The assist for Bissouma's goal, made things happen, got on the ball, drove it forward, 4 key passes, chances created, fantastic, few crosses, and as you can see, 18 out of 19 passes, accurate passes. So yeah, just did what we expected him to do. Good player, and just made sure that he asserted his dominance onto the game. And again, Maddison as well, kind of an unsung hero. Not many people will be talking about his performance, but for me, it was a very solid performance. He got the assist from the corner, Romero, the third goal header, powerful header in. It was James Maddison who set that up, obviously from the corner, from the set piece. But as you can see from the heat map, Madders was all over the pitch, really getting on the ball, nice touches, making things count, making the ball do the work. A lot of key passes into key areas, big chances created, really good game. And Son, another guy who was getting called out against Leicester, even though I didn't think it was warranted. But Sonny, again, man of the match, according to a sofa score. And you can see pretty much he was all over the pitch. And for Son as well, 2 goals, 3 shots on target, 2 goals, really good finish for the second goal. And obviously he capitalized on Jordan Pickford's error. And that for me showed the brilliance of Son, pressing from the front, really hungry and tenacious, chased down Pickford. Pickford took a really poor touch, and Sonny was on him like a flash and, gobbled up the chance and scored. And obviously if you don't work hard and you don't press on the front and you don't literally go after that, you don't score. 9 times out of 10, you don't score that goal. But, Sonny took that chance, and Pickford, he must have wanted the ground to gobble him up because that was atrocious. But at the end of the day, Sonny made that happen. And yeah, credit to him, man. First goal of the season, first goal at the stadium for him for this year. And that was brilliant, man. And yeah, I thought we played really well. I thought that the team pretty much, left it all on the pitch. And it was nice to see 2 of our players in the SofaScore team of the week. So you had Romero, unsung hero, fantastic at the back, and scored a goal. Romero was the highest scoring defender in the Premier League last year with 5 goals, I believe. Already got 1 this season. He's a big threat from set pieces and deliveries into the box. So long may that continue. And then also Son, like I said, really good performance, 2 goals. Great. Yeah, he was all over the place, worked hard, and obviously helped the team with the W. So yeah, well done, guys. And that's what we want to see, man. Like, nothing more to really dissect, really. Like, good performance, solid, and let's build on that going into the weekend. And as you guys know, I like to do a takeaway. So pretty much, something that my thoughts and feelings from the week or what's developed. And the takeaway from it's so random, but it's so cool. The takeaway from this week is that Wheezy F Baby is a Spurs fan. Like, it was like, what? Yeah, but Little Wayne is a Spurs fan, man. And we're going to see that pretty much right now. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about and how this all came into fruition. So here you go, ladies and gentlemen. Bear with me a sec. Let me just grab the video.
I'm in the studio. What you doing? I'm in here watching the Premier League. You already know my favorite team is Tottenham. I don't know if you know about that. That's my favorite team. I'm in the studio. What you doing? I'm in here watching the Premier League. You already know my favorite team is Tottenham. I don't know if you know about that. That's my favorite team.
So yeah, as you see, Lil Wayne. So that was recorded last Saturday because he was talking about the games. Like if you see on the screen the picture, it was pretty much showing tomorrow's fixtures, which was the Sunday's fixtures. And yeah, Lil Wayne chilling out, replying to someone who's asking him a question. He's like, "I'm in the studio. What are you doing?" "I'm watching the Premier League. My favorite team is Tottenham." When I first saw it, I was like, "What? Hold on." And then, because funny enough, shout out to Quincy, my guy. We've got a really good Spurs group chat with all like close friends and stuff like that. Boys I grew up with, guys I'm close with, and Quincy is one of the guys in there. And he posted it and he's like, "Oh, I'm not sure if you lot have seen this and I don't know how old or whatever it is." So when I saw it, I looked, me being an investigator, paused it, zoomed in, and I was like, "Wow, that was recorded today." So then obviously I then put it on Twitter, just saying, yeah, like Little Wayne is fully coys. Check this out. And then people kind of went nuts. Like, so that's what I posted. So literally when Quincy, as you can see, the second shot on the right, on maybe your left, is me screenshotting when they showed the picture of the, when he zoomed in on the TV. So you could see it was fresh. It was from last week. So I must have put that tweet out. And then the tweet went nuts. People retweeting it, quote tweeting it. It went viral. And the mad thing is that from there, Spurs then tweeted this like a couple of hours later saying like, yeah, Little Wayne. So Little Tunchi, for those that don't know, for you guys that don't know about who Little Tunchi is, like, where have you been? But yeah, that's Little Wayne. That's his actual nickname and moniker, and obviously his at on social media. They like, yeah, when you come into the game, which was fucking mental because that all come from my obviously tweet to begin with. So yeah, me just being cheeky, just saying make sure I get a ticket. It was obviously my post that brought this to your attention. And then even in the comments, you see people, because obviously a lot of people are like, what's going on? What are you talking about? And then, like everyone else going nuts, like, yeah, goated, Weezy F's a Spurs fan, the best rapper alive, supports the best team, all this bullshit. And it's quite cool because in the actual comments, you see some guy who's like context, because a lot of people didn't know what was going on. And obviously you can see from the circle at the bottom of the screen, it's from my tweet. It's from Patrick Tyrant. So that's the takeaway of the week. Very random, but very cool. Little Wayne supports Spurs. Yeah, it's interesting. It'd be great to hear why he supports Tottenham and how did that come about? Because obviously, to our detriment, we're not a team that's known for winning. We've got a great history. We're a great club, got some good players, play some good football, but it's not like he's glory hunting and supported Liverpool or Man United or, obviously right now, Man City or whoever. It's Tottenham. So very interesting, very cool. And yeah, man, Little Wayne, I hope to see you at the stadium soon. That'd be cool. And Spurs, if you're watching this, anyone from the fraternity is watching, if Little Wayne does come, make sure you invite me, because obviously it's not my video, but I'm the one that put it on Twitter, and obviously from there it gained momentum and traction, and yeah, so that's pretty cool, man. And another cool takeaway from this week is that 9 years of Heung-min Son. So Sonny has been obviously at Tottenham for 9 years now, which is insane, isn't it? So Son signed, was it on August the 28th, 2015. So we signed him from Bayern Leverkusen 9 years ago. It's crazy, isn't it? Where's the time gone? And I remember when Son first signed, and I knew of him. I didn't know much about him, but I knew that he was a good player. And obviously I knew that, yeah, that there was potential there, but none of us could have probably imagined what Son, would bring to the team and how good of a player he's become. He's become a certified, not only Spurs legend, but Premier League legend. The guy's got over 120 Premier League goals, 50 plus assists, and obviously he's now our captain. And yeah, the guy just keeps getting better and better. So amazing. And it's so funny because when Spurs put this out on their social media, someone must have tweeted or like basically commented on someone who at the time was like, oh, why are we signing 30 million on an unknown player? Let's see how this, we all know how this is gonna end up. And the guy who tweeted it was all right, like, okay guys, fair enough, I got it wrong. So it just goes to show, and sometimes, no matter what we think about signing, you never know how it's going to pan out, because none of us would have imagined that Sonny would become the guy he's become and the player he's developed into. And yeah, 30 million back then is still is quite a lot of money, to be fair, because even 30 million now is still a decent chunk of change. So 9 years ago, that's probably equivalent to a 50-60 million pound signing. So it was quite a lot. It's a big gamble. I didn't really think about that till I'm talking out loud and saying it to you guys. But fair play, man. They got it right. So, you know what I mean? It's all good. These are the things that we love to see. Success stories. And we just want Son to go out with a trophy, man. That would be fantastic. He's been such a humble and loyal servant to the club. Never put the club in disrepute. Always maintained his loyalty, even when there was big questions and he could have moved and we were wavering and wilting as a club. This guy remained loyal. So credit to Son. I love the guy. When people get onto him, I really never understand it, because he always gives his all to the team. And as you've seen, he's gotten us out of many a sticky situation. And as long as he stays fit, we'll be in good hands. So shout out to Sonny, man. Love you, and just want to see you keep flourishing. You're already on 2 goals this season. Let's get 20 goals, 10 assists. Then we know we've had a good year from Son, which means we'll have a good season. But I don't want to harp on for too long. What I'm going to do is talk about the big game this weekend, Sunday, 1:30, St. James's Park, Spurs versus Newcastle, or Newcastle versus Spurs, because we're away. And for me, this is a huge litmus test, man, a huge one, a big game. And, going into these fixtures, like the last couple of years, I've actually warped my perception, because when I thought about it, I was like, oh, man, I'm dreading Newcastle, man, and this and that. But our record at St. James's Park isn't as bad as people think. It's just that the last 2 seasons, we've been absolutely demolished. So it kind of like, it's giving me PTSD. And even me, I've been thinking, oh, man, it's a tough game. It is a tough ground to go to. Don't get me wrong. It's a tough gig, and it's not a fixture I look forward to in the sense of that, but I am looking forward to it from a footballing standpoint as a really good litmus test to see where we are right now, this squad and your second season. Have we developed? Have we learned from our mistakes? Can we mix it up? We can't go to Newcastle and play the same way we played at home against Everton, for example, or away at Leicester. They're a good team. You have to respect them. You have to obviously change it up, and that's what I want to see. So Sunday will really give me a good indication of where we are right now, if you get what I mean. Leicester, Everton, those are games you're expected to dominate, you're expected to win with all due respect. They're not really going to tell me much about the team unless we mess up. But this game will tell me a lot about where we are as a team, what these players are really about, what the manager's about. So going into this one will be very interesting. And like I said, going back to what I said, if I talk about our last 5 fixtures at St. James's Park, obviously last year in April, I say last season, is still this year. So it was Saturday the 13th of April. So this year, but last season, absolutely battered. Newcastle 4, Spurs 0. Isaac with the double. That's where the memes came from. Mickey van der Ven, bless him, fantastic player, but he had a stinker, one to forget. And obviously when he fell over and face planted, when Mickey van der Ven jinked right, jinked left, and obviously scored. And that was everywhere. So, that wasn't a good look. Gordon scored, and so did Shah from a corner. Set pieces came back to haunt us yet again. Then ironically, pretty much a year to the day from last year, Sunday the 23rd of April, that was a horror show. Newcastle 6, Spurs 1. That was one of those games where you're just like, we were 4-0 down after like 20 odd minutes. It was disgusting. Jacob Murphy scored 2 goals. That guy never scores, and he scored 2 goals in like 10 minutes. And then obviously Joe Linton scored, Isaac scored 2, Callum Wilson scored, Harry Kane scored 1 for us. But yeah, awful game. So those 2 games, as a Spurs fan, those are what you're going to think about. So in the last 2 games, we've got a aggregate score of 10-1. So for me, like I said, Sunday will be huge for me to see where this team is right now. 10-1 away at Newcastle in the last 2 games. Diabolical, woeful, like any kind of adjective, you can put there. Disgusting. I need to see more from us on Sunday. But like I said, if you go back a bit, So in 2021, we beat them 3-2, and Ndombele scored. You probably remember that. Kane and Son. The year before that, Newcastle 2, Spurs 2. So, honours even. And then in 2020, Wednesday the 15th of the 7th, we beat them 3-1. Son and then Kane with a double. So like I said, our record there over the past 5 years, you always go about 5 games to give you a good test, a good benchmark. 1-2, lost 2, drawn 1. So it's actually even, but it's just the last 2 games have been so bad. So yeah, I need to see where we're at. Sunday will be a real test. That's a big game. Newcastle haven't been good, if we're being honest. They didn't look good in the last 2 games. Very fortunate to not get beaten by, was it Bournemouth? I can't remember. Yeah, I think it was Bournemouth. Yeah. Very unfortunate not to lose that game. Very lucky, should I say. Bournemouth unfortunate. And even in the Carabao Cup game just 2 days ago, they didn't look good either. 1-1 with Southampton, beat them on penalties. But with all that being said, we all know how this script goes. They're going to turn up for that game. It's a big game. They're a good team. They're going to want to show that they're capable of mixing it with the big boys. So it will be an interesting game. Very good game for us and a good test. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it from a footballing standpoint. And just to put things into context, just to give you a bit more of a breakdown on them. So obviously last year we finished 5th, they finished 7th. Goals scored. They actually scored a lot of goals last year. So they scored 85 goals, which was 4th best in the league. And we scored 74 goals, which was 7th in the league. So not great from our point, but yeah, for them, credit to them. Good goal scoring team. Clean sheets, they kept 10 clean sheets, so they were 7th. We kept only 7 clean sheets, so we were 13th in that respect. And goals conceded, very even. We conceded 61 goals, which was a shambles, and they conceded 62, which is obviously why they, with all the goals scored, why they finished where they finished, because they just couldn't keep clean sheets. And yeah, they're danger men. Probably the last thing I'm going to touch on this week. I always try and point out 3 players to keep an eye on or to watch out for, or that we know can hurt us. And I think it speaks for itself. Isaac, fantastic striker, one of the Europe's best strikers, one of the Premier League's best. Well, after Erling Haaland, I'd say he's the 2nd best striker in the league. 21 goals last year, 2 assists. Gordon, an old school winger. And the irony is, when he was linked to us back in the day, I was one of the guys as well. So I'll be honest, I was one of the guys saying, "Oh, I don't want him, man. He's crap. He's this, he's that. Why do I want him?" Obviously, really young at Everton. He was at Everton during a really rocky moment for them. And it was odd because the fans even chased and hounded him out. But he's gone on to show the quality. Still a young guy. And yeah, last year he had 11 goals and 10 assists. That's a quality season, man. Brilliant return. When you're hitting the 20s in your GAs as a player, you had a good year. Made the England squad. Should have played more, in my opinion, during the Euros, but fantastic player. And I put Bruno G there, Bruno Guimaraes. I think he's a fantastic midfielder, man. Combative 8, box to box, brings everything. And obviously for me, it's more than just GA with him. So obviously you can see he scored 7 goals, 8 assists, but I've also listed tackles and interceptions because he brings a lot to the game. Do you know what I mean? And for me, those would be the 3 players to watch this weekend, or the 3 players that can hurt us. So we just need to be on our P's and Q's. But yeah, I am looking forward to the game, man. We're playing some of the league's best talent, playing one of the league's best teams. In my opinion, they'll be definitely battling us for 4th this year. They don't have any Europe, so they can concentrate a lot more on the domestic Premier League, which is good for them, but will be bad for all the rest of us. So looking forward to the game, man. I'm going to be on Loaded Mag channel probably on Saturday morning to do a quick preview. So that's a Newcastle fan channel. Shout out to them lot. They've got me on. That would be cool. I'll probably be on the Football Terrace post-match reaction show after the game. So shout out to KJ and obviously Terry doing big things at the Football Terrace, so go check them out. And I will be on Last Word on Spurs tonight to talk about the transfer show wrap up. And I'll also be on Last Word on Spurs after the game, post-match reaction, probably about 8 o'clock. So busy week for me, lots going on. I hope you guys are cool. I hope you're blessed. I hope you have a fantastic week. I hope everything goes your way. Work hard, stay out of trouble. Send that girl that text. Tell her that you love her. Tell her that you miss her. Tell her that you want to see her. And if you're female, do the other way round. Yeah. So send that guy that text. Be brave. You only got one life, man. Go live it. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, my name's Patrick Tyler. I am Chatty Patty. I will catch you next week. I will catch you probably earlier on in the week. I'm going to make sure I put the podcast out a bit earlier because it's probably not going to do the numbers that I want it to do because obviously I put it out so late. But with all that being said, it's not always about view counts and clicks and all of that. It's also just about being consistent and putting out content. And that goes for any walk of life. You know, what did they say? Perseverance beats resistance. Have I just made that up? But yeah, something along those lines. You get where I'm coming from. But yeah, man, stay safe. Keep blessed. My name's Patrick Tyrant, Chatty Patty. This is episode 3.2. I am your... Why am I whispering? But yeah, you know what? See you later, man. Take care. God bless.